I believe so deeply in the resilience of California wine. I think the quality of California wine has never been higher. So much has changed since I started covering California wine for the San Francisco Chronicle in 2015. When I started here, I really couldn't have imagined the decade of changes that the California wine industry would be in for. We really saw the effects of climate change come to the fore for the wine industry. We saw years of these mega serial wildfires with the destruction they brought to wine country and the persnickety phenomenon of smoke taint, which can ruin wine when wildfire smoke really lingers in the air. And there's been a lot of scientific research that's gone into how to mitigate and prevent smoke taint. It became clear during this period that this was really something that the California wine industry was going to have to face, not as a kind of one-off, every once in a while crisis, but as a chronic issue that might pop up every year, every couple years, who knows how often. We also have seen the meteoric rise of natural wine. It really was not a kind of mainstream part of wine culture here. That completely shifted. It got to the point where a few years ago, it felt like every single new wine bar that was opening in this region was a natural wine bar. It's in a really interesting place where, I think many of the ideals of the natural wine movement have seeped into the kind of establishment California wine industry. Another major thing that's happened in the last 10 years is the ascendancy of white wine. Throughout the 80s and 90s, red wine was really the most popular wine of choice for Americans. And that's shifted. So white wine sales have begun outperforming red wine sales. People are gravitating toward lighter, fresher styles. Even red wines are getting lighter. The most popular category of red wines at San Francisco restaurants is consistently chillable reds, these kind of lighter bodied, more delicate red wines. The major story for California wine over the last couple of years has been the global downturn in wine consumption. This is not unique to California, and in fact, this is not unique to wine. This is really about alcohol in general. So people around the world are drinking less. This, of course, has had major domino effects on what in California is a major multi-billion-dollar industry. It turns out there's too many vineyards planted for the amount of wine that the market wants right now. So people are pulling out their vineyard. Wineries are closing, and wineries that a few years ago might have found an eager buyer for the business are now just folding entirely. What's happened now over the last few years is this industry that grew to this really enormous size has found itself now oversized for the demand that we're seeing on the consumer side, which is falling. It's a sad story that's unfolding. It's a deeply human story. It affects farmers, it affects winemakers, it affects a lot of people's jobs. It affects, I think the kind of fabric of California, and that kind of defines our unique local color. The question to me is not whether there will be great California wine in the future. I have no question of that. I do think there are questions about what the industry looks like and how it's going to adapt to a really rapidly evolving situation. After more than a decade at the Chronicle, I'm leaving. I'm starting a new chapter for myself and my family on the East Coast, where I'm from. Thank you so much for following along for all these years, for supporting the journalism that I and the rest of the Chronicle newsroom does. Wine coverage is not going anywhere. The Chronicle is committed to it, as it was before me, and it remains so. Jess Lander, my colleague, is going to continue to carry the torch along with the rest of the Food and Wine team. And I just want to thank all of you readers for giving me the chance of a lifetime to tell these stories and to discover the amazing, amazing bounty of California wine.